If you are someone who is suffering from heart failure health issue, or in near future you have this fear that you might get heart failure kind of a disease, then this is the right video for you to understand what can cause heart failure and how one can treat it naturally with the help of Ayurveda. So in today's video we are going to see what is heart failure, how allopathy tries to manage it, and why allopathy is a failure when it comes to heart failure disease. Also we are going to see that how Ayurveda can successfully treat these kind of diseases naturally without causing any kind of harm to the patient. So let's begin the video. So first let's understand what is heart failure. Now in the word itself it shows that it is the failure of heart to function normally. Okay, that's what the definition is. But here that doesn't mean heart has completely stopped working. No, that's not the right definition. Heart is still working, but it is working much below than its efficiency. For example, if a heart is working 60 to 70% normally, but now its efficiency has reduced to 30, 20, 40%, like that you can say heart failure it is. So there are different stages of heart failure. So in the heart failure condition, our heart is unable to pump blood properly. Okay, so this is what heart failure. Now why heart cannot pump the blood properly? Because in this condition our heart muscles have become weak, and that's why they are unable to pump sufficient amount of blood in our body. So due to this insufficient pumping of our blood, our body doesn't get proper blood, nutrition and other nutrients and vitamins. Okay, so due to this the person develops lot of other health complications. So let's understand, when person goes through a heart failure kind of a disease, what all symptoms his body will show. So number one is very common, that is swelling. Swelling will be seen on the face, on the limbs, in the feet, and sometimes you will also see that the patient's stomach has bloated or it has swollen like anything. Now why would this happen? That's because, as I told you, in heart failure our heart is unable to pump sufficient amount of blood, right? It is not pumping blood properly, and due to this insufficient pumping, now there is a excess amount of fluid inside our body, and this excess amount of fluid inside our body is giving swelling to our body. That's why it's a very peculiar symptoms or sign, you can say, that patient will have swelling on the body. Number two is that the patient will complain that he is not able to breathe properly. He is suffering from fatigue or weakness, right? That's because again the blood is not getting circulated properly, so our cells is not getting proper oxygen and nutrition. So that's why it's very common that the patient will experience fatigue or chronic weakness. Also the patient can complain that he is not feeling fresh, or his hemoglobin could be also very low. And one important thing is that patient blood pressure, that is BP, might fluctuate in this case depending upon what is the stage of heart failure. For example, some patient might experience extremely high BP. Some patient might complain that they are suffering from very low BP. So depends what kind of a heart condition is, what kind of a stage of failure is our heart. So depending upon that, patient will complain. Okay, so these are very prominent kind of signs and symptoms, you can say, when patients suffer from heart failure disease. So now coming to allopathy, what is it that so-called modern science can do in such cases? Now as per allopathy, there is no permanent cure or any kind of a drug or medicine that can cure your heart failure, because in this condition heart muscles have damage, they are not able to function properly, and in allopathy there is no such medicine which can cure or provide the strength to the heart muscle. So in this case, what will your doctor do? Depending upon what kind of a stage of failure, first, second, third, fourth, or whatever. First of all, if there is a swelling, then they will give you diuretic. Diuretic is a drug that removes excess amount of fluid, or any kind of swelling is there, that will be removed through the kidney. Okay, so that's how they will try to control your swelling overall the body. And if the heart stage failure is two extremities on the fourth or fifth stage, then so there are some patients who will experience that their stomach has bloated or swollen like anything. In such cases, in such complication, doctor might also go for a tapping to understand whether there is an infection or not, or is there any further complications. So this is second thing. First one we saw that they will give you diuretic, second is tapping, and third one is that they will give you higher or lower amount of dose of blood BP, blood pressure monitoring drugs, depending upon what is the condition of a patient. So accordingly they will prescribe. Okay, and apart from this, if there is a if the patient is on the last stage, and if there is a doctor don't see much longevity in the patient, in such cases the doctor will ask you take a complete bed rest. You should not do any kind of activity apart from taking light meals or taking just a few steps. That's all. You need a complete bed rest. So this is how allopathic doctors will try to manage these symptoms. Okay, and apart from this, who suffers from the heart failure kind of a disease? People who are ignoring their diabetes from pretty long time, or they are suffering from very high BP. Now don't tell me or come to this point that I am taking diabetes medicine, I am taking BP medicine, so my BP and sugar are in control, so why should I worry? Please don't be in illusion that just because you are popping up allopathic medicine, that doesn't mean your diabetes and BP is in control. Yes, reading wise, machine wise, it's showing that it is control, but inside your body lot of damage is still happening because your dose is increasing or it could be stable. Again, these medicines will have lot of side effects. So don't underbe this impression that okay, my sugar is normal, even if I am having diabetes from last 20 years, I need not to fear. Please come out of that illusion as early as possible. So chronic diabetes, high BP, if you have ignored any kind of infection, even that can cause you heart failure. Apart from this, if you have also ignored thyroid and low BP, or there are women who suffer from the heart failure post delivery, but such cases are pretty low, depending upon what was her health condition while getting pregnant. So these are the some of the reasons why person goes through heart failure: diabetes, high BP, infection, then thyroid, low hemoglobin, and also if there is any kind of a clot inside your arteries, even that can give you this heart failure kind of a condition. Okay, so coronary heart disease is basically the reason behind the heart failure things. So I just explain you that how allopathic doctors will try to manage the symptoms. So slowly heart muscles become weak and the patient loses hope that he or she might live long, or they might not live longer if they don't care, take a proper care of their diet, medicine, and make changes lifestyle, and make any kind of changes in their lifestyle. Okay, so these are what we saw is the symptoms, signs, and how this can be cured, not cured but managed by allopathic doctors. So is there any permanent solution for this? Yes, absolutely, there is a permanent solution for this in Ayurveda, not in allopathy. So as I explained you, in heart failure, our heart muscles become weak, right? So there is no medicine in allopathy for the same. But in Ayurveda, we have various kind of herbs or a medicine combination that can naturally strengthen your heart, that can naturally improve the heart pumping without causing any kind of a side effects. So even if you are at the last stage of a heart failure, or your doctor has given up that no, nothing can be done to improve this condition, then Ayurveda comes to your rescue. Ayurveda is something you should try to adopt as early as possible, because in Ayurveda we give the medicine that can naturally cure your Hridaya Roga, that is heart disease. So there are medicine which will remove your excess amount of fluid or swelling from the body through kidney without causing any stress or side effect to your kidney and liver. Also in Ayurveda we have a lot of medicine that will increase your immunity in case if your heart failure is due to any kind of a infection. And when it comes to BP and diabetes, Ayurveda is something which has way more better solution than allopathy. So do take help of Ayurveda if you are suffering from any kind of a heart failure or heart disease, because in Ayurveda we naturally strengthens or improves agni of heart muscles. And when you consume this medicine you can absolutely have a lifestyle just like a normal person. You can take a walk, you can go to the work, nothing can stop you. But you will have to make certain changes in your lifestyle also along with the medicine. So this is what the video is all about, what is heart failure and how allopathy tries to manage it, but it is not giving you the permanent solution. But Ayurveda has certainly 100% proved that your heart diseases can be improved and you can certainly live pretty normal life. Hope this video helps. Thank you.